I never had a problem with the combat. Yes, it sucked, but you know, you were always playing it for the story. But
I rarely fought in those games anyway.
yeah, run. But
the reason why is because it sucked.
Yeah, the combat sucked.
I just avoided it.
Yeah, I've gotten up to I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I've gotten up to a certain part, and right now it kind of feels like a Silent Hill 2. I guess to me this one has the most Silent Hillish setting since part 2. It felt like Silent Hill. I mean, part 3, like I said, it's more of a revision part 1. This one kind of felt a little bit more like part 2, but with too much of the movie kind of placed on it. And I don't know, I wasn't too much of a fan of the movie. The last 30 minutes were a big caca.
It's a cool story, but it's more like a side mission, really.
Yeah.
Not something that warrants like a whole game.
A full game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But little puzzles like that you just saw, you know, inverted kind of door. I think this game, if they were to do more of that, it would be very interesting and cool as opposed to maybe clunkiness.
Yeah, because this started on the PC like, what, 10, 15 years ago? And it was more puzzle based than it is now.
Yeah. And even back then, I mean, I think as we all probably know, this game was kind of defined or started survival horror that people know of.
Yeah.
And then, well, to come from beginning survival horror and puzzles and, you know, starting the genre to now, which, I mean, this game averaged, what, maybe a 6.5 reader review, and I mean, it got bashed, yes, but it's survival horror, so I gave it a shot, as you are.
Yeah. I've done this level like 4 times, so.
You better push A.
This part was cool right here.
This part is awesome.
Yet not really tense, because I don't think it actually falls until you get out.
Cool idea. Maybe if it gave you a reason to jump out the fucking car, it would have been cooler. But see, there it goes. What do you think about the graphics? I mean, we'll get to the control scheme in a bit, but what do you think about the graphics?
They're actually very good. You know.
Very good.
Well, yeah, for the start of the year, very good. But then, you know, Grand Theft Auto, Gears, and.
Let me interrupt you real quick. Shoot that goldfish. Get that achievement for
5
playing.
points.
Yeah.
Make your fire bullets with 5 more points.
Yeah, you can kind of you can get an easy about 400 points just for doing dumb shit in this game. But an example right here, I think this gives you
10 points
something
or so?
about 10, 20 points.
Or in the cocoon, or I forgot what it's called.
Yeah. But anyway, graphics. I kind of like I know they fucking before it actually came out, Eden Games was going off with their tech demos about the fire, and I think they actually kind of I think that's one of the main things they accomplished well, was the sense of fire and the way pyro works in this game. The graphics, I thought the lighting was actually pretty badass.
It's got some nice textures on the walls.
Other
Water,
than,
the way the water trickles down and everything.
of course, we say that and his face pops up.
Who is that guy? He's not even on the cover.
I just found that funny. We're going off on how the lighting and textures look good, and then they bring up that shitty face.
Like, this is really uninteresting as far as story goes. His voice changes.
He gets very mad for absolutely no reason. I don't think I've said fuck when a guy that I could care less about hung up the phone on me.
You should be glad.
Yeah. But control scheme. What do you think about this Fight Night survival horror? That's what I call it, at least.
Fight Night survival horror.
You know where the this almost feels like an EA game sometimes, where it's a fucking control gimmick. But at least Fight Night did it well. This analog stick controlling. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, the gun works great because it has that auto aim.
It has auto aim on something that's 50 feet away,
Yeah.
as you can see right there.
But as far as like melee, I hate using it. 'Cause sometimes I don't swing right.
Yeah, the melee is very hit and miss, and no pun intended, but
Well, now you intended.
now I've intended the pun, goddammit. But yeah, the melee when I played it, I mean, you get used to it. I don't understand how people bash that the game is unplayable and
It's not.
that they died 400 times just attempting to fucking jump, and I don't agree with that at all. I believe you play a game for long enough, I don't like that games work like this, but you play a game long enough, you kind of learn the controlling. I mean,
Yeah, it's never going to get intuitive, but
of course,
get used to it.
You don't want that. You don't want to have to play a game for 4 hours and just kind of do with the controlling, but if you want to play the game, you eventually will get used to it.
In hindsight, the first 2 levels were a godsend. Because it lets you get used to it, but boy, were they fucking boring.
The first 2 tutorials,
Yeah.
fucking mice. I hate mice up there. God damn it.
40-minute tutorials.
But yeah, the tutorials, I mean, in this game, I actually appreciate it because, yes, it did walk you through the tutorials. If you've seen any of the other videos, it kind of walks you through the melee system, the combat, how the fire
jacket
works.
Inventory system.
And on that, the jacket inventory, use the digital pad. The analog stick seems way too clunky. I don't know if you've had the same problem.
This was a problem. I did not do that on purpose. Sometimes, like, it's really sensitive. He just starts, strafing to the left or right. Always when you're about to get hurt too.
Yeah. Oh man, but I mean, like I just said, I really don't think this game deserved the bashing that it did. Of course, once you get to about level 6, which you'll see in later videos, you'll probably want to fucking punch yourself in the face for purchasing it. But
I spent $11. Huh?
I spent 60 when the fucker came out.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know how I feel. But I mean, look at that water.
That's kind of why I'm reluctant to buy Dead Space.
Like I said, Dead Space, it's awesome. It's not survival horror, but I think
I bought Silent Hill and I was like, I should have paid like $30.
$30, yeah. I think probably the best survival horror game in a long time, which I know you probably won't agree with me. I'm gonna go with Condemned, man. Condemned. Starting off the next gen right, as I like to say. It was a launch game on the 360. I mean, that was the first game I played in HD surround sound. It was fucking awesome, dude. Just hearing the fucking enemies run at you in surround sound, it was very visceral. The melee combat felt, really visceral. I mean, it gave survival horror a kind of an identity again after they lost it with shit like Cold Fear on the PS2 and Obscure, which I thought was a great game made by about 3 people, if any of you have played it.
I don't think anybody remembered.
Obscure. Teeny Bopper's survival horror game, which was probably the first survival horror game that I remember had co-op.
Did you play the second one?
I haven't played Aftermath.
Thinking about downloading it.
But I feel Condemned. It had a pretty good story. Probably one of the scariest fucking moments in gaming, to me at least. Walking into the goddamn fucking, it was like a shopping mall with like mannequins everywhere, dude. And there was this fucking scene where, you see mannequins. Ever since Silent Hill, I've kind of had to fucking think for mannequins.
Yeah.
And it's playing, Christmas music. The mannequins are all wearing little Santa hats. Then one of them just kind of jumps off the fucking
Shelf stand.
the little stand that it's on, dude. And oh man, that just fucking creeped me out, dude. Like just seeing him kind of walk behind you, and then you start walking and you turn around and there's like fucking 10 of them just standing behind you, not moving, not anything, and just shit like that, dude. Like I miss those little psychological things. Nothing's happening to you, nothing's hurting you, but